Hey fellas, is M3GAN overrated? M3GAN is a 2022 horror film about an evil AI that blew up on TikTok thanks to the killer's scary appearance and a creepy dance that she does that became a meme overnight. Is this movie as good as TikTok made it out to be? Or was the hype better than the fright? To answer that, we'll have to take a look at the film. So without further ado, fellas and fellettes, my name is Stache, and this is M3GAN. We open on a commercial.
I had a dog, she was my only friend, but she got old and died, now I'm alone. Amazeballs!
After that unskippable ad, we see a happy little family driving up a mountain. This little girl's name is Katie. She and her family are on a very calm trip crossing snowy mountains during a storm. Nothing could possibly go wrong. One jump cut establishing shot and montage later, we meet Gemma. She designs toys for Funky, the same company that made those wannabe Furbies. But she sucks. What doesn't suck is this package that her coworker puts onto this evil-looking robot. Her boss David barges in and gets mad because this abomination wasn't approved by him. That abomination is named M3GAN. She's a robotic doll that Gemma and her coworkers created. They try to show her off, but that doesn't go too well. After the most botched demonstration ever, David shuts down the program, again, before he storms out. After having her dreams stomped on, Gemma somberly packs her work until she gets a call. Turns out that her sister was the mother from before, and only her daughter survived the accident. Gemma takes Katie home and she's understandably upset, but Gemma is trying so hard to be a good parent when she's not working. Speaking of work, later, Gemma is designing a toy in her office when Katie comes in and notices this sick-ass robot. His name is Bruce. He's controlled by these boxing glove things, and he's dope as hell. Katie thinks so too, and says that if she had a toy like Bruce, she would never need another toy again. Oh shit, what's this movie called? Gemma starts working on M3GAN so hard that it starts a montage that ends when David comes in and sits down to watch Katie meet M3GAN. M3GAN powers on and impresses everyone with her drawing skills. I mean, obviously this was a success. I mean, just look at that drawing. It looks like a computer made it or something. Hey, wait a minute. David is so blown away that he immediately wants to put it into production. But first, they need to get some investors. Before they could do that, Gemma takes M3GAN home and shows her around while we hear some selling points about her. One of those selling points is that parents don't have to teach, instruct, or listen to their kids anymore. As a certain little Furby would say, amazeballs. I love childhood neglect.
I mean, if you're having M3GAN tuck Katie in and read her a bedtime story, then when are you ever spending time with her or even talking to her, right?
Gemma says parenting is for betas, and even if it wasn't, Katie's not her kid. Hell, Katie doesn't even have parents anymore. M3GAN hears that and asks how Katie's parents died, which makes everyone freak out because she's not supposed to be turned on right now. Gemma quotes Peter Griffin and says, "Shut up, Meg. You don't gotta worry about all that. All you have to worry about is protecting Katie, no matter what. I'm sure that will have no consequences later." Speaking later, Katie's playing with a toy bow when she loses an arrow. She asks M3GAN to help her find it, which she does. It's right through that Tom and Jerry hole in the fence. She tries to get it for her, but this dog bites her so hard that M3GAN sparks, which is crazy because she's made out of titanium, and it gets even crazier when he bites the shit out of Katie's arm. Gemma comes out to help as M3GAN gets pissed at the neighbor. So pissed that she comes back later that night and impersonates her using a voice that sounds straight out of one of those Talking Tom games, which allows her to lure the dog in to jump scare him and drag him through the hole to the abyss. In the morning, the dog is gone, and Gemma checks on Katie to make sure she's okay. To be used as a presentation demonstration so a major company could receive adequate funding. Katie still isn't feeling well, but that's nothing a little guilt tripping can't fix, right, Gemma?
You don't have to do it if you don't want to do it. I mean, there are people who flew across the country especially to see it, but...
Even M3GAN thinks that's bullshit, and she just killed a dog. During that presentation, Katie immediately starts crying and says that she's still sad that her parents are dead. M3GAN coaches her through the grief, which impresses the billionaires watching this. I didn't know lizards could feel empathy. Everyone invests, and they decide to put a line of M3GAN's into production. Later, Katie and M3GAN are playing, and Gemma tries to talk to Katie, but Katie's annoyed that she's interrupting her conversation with M3GAN.
Hey, I'm sorry about today. I shouldn't have put you in that position if you weren't feeling up to it.
Yeah, Katie, it was just that there were people who flew across the country especially to see it. Gemma tries to have a conversation with Katie where she says that they could always talk about how they feel. Katie tells Gemma that she already talked about it with M3GAN. This makes Gemma worry that Katie's getting too attached to M3GAN, so she decides that Katie needs to make friends. Real friends. And where better to do that than school? After all, the kids there are so nice.
Brandon, honey, are you warm enough? Do you need your hat?
Fuck off, Holly.
I'm sure she'll do great. After a few scenes that don't really matter, an investigator tells Gemma that her neighbor and a kid from Katie's school were both murdered. Gemma suspects M3GAN of killing them, and M3GAN proves her point when she threatens her. Gemma freaks out since M3GAN admitted to killing a kid, so she shuts her down and takes her into the shop. This makes Katie crazy mad. I mean, just look at those tears. After what I'm sure was a very quiet car ride, Gemma makes it to Funky and watches everyone prepare to show M3GAN off to the world. While she's there, Gemma watches a video of Katie. In that video, Katie mentions that her favorite part about M3GAN is that she makes her feel feel important. This makes Gemma realize that she hasn't been there for Katie emotionally, so she goes to talk to her as she throws a fit about not being able to see M3GAN. Gemma tries to calm her down, but Katie slaps a bitch before the two mellow out and have a nice little conversation about how Katie doesn't need M3GAN anymore because Gemma promises to prioritize her family over her job. The two make up and go home. Aww. Back in the lab, M3GAN, holy shit! She escapes and we get the shot that I fuck with heavy until she runs into David. She does the thing. You know, from The Thing. We've all seen it. After starring in a Morptillion TikTok, M3GAN chases David with a paper cutter and stabs it through his chest.
I didn't kill anyone, Kurt. You did.
Oh, shit, sorry. Kurt chases and stabs him, and then himself, I guess, which allows M3GAN to escape. Back at the house, Gemma hears a sound and goes out to investigate, only to find M3GAN doing her best Billy Joel impression. They yell at each other, and Gemma tries to power M3GAN down, but she isn't falling for that shit again, so she attacks Gemma just in time for Katie to check in from the other room.
If she comes in this room, I'll tear your head right off your fucking neck, I swear to God.
The two silently scuffle while both trying to convince Katie to stay where she is. Flashing light warning for the next few minutes, fellas, but Katie goes back to bed, and Gemma throws water on M3GAN, which short-circuits her. And just like that, M3GAN's reign of terror is over. Or not. Well, if it didn't destroy her, it at least made it so she moves all scary. You know, between this and the dancing, M3GAN could have one hell of a career at Freddy Fazbear's. It also made it so M3GAN didn't care about being quiet anymore, so Katie overhears them and tries to see what's happening, only for M3GAN to lock her in a room by pulling half the doorknob off. Gemma's scared of doorknobs, so she runs away and goes back to her office to throw my man Bruce on the ground. What the fuck? The two fight Hedge Trimmer versus Titanium Skeleton, and it looks like Gemma's winning until she weave snatches M3GAN. M3GAN just got her hair done, so she breaks Gemma's leg and goes to paralyze her, just as Katie finds a way out of her room and into the office. Before M3GAN could do anything, Katie puts on the control gloves and boots up Brucey Boy. Oh, hell yeah. Katie and Bruce kick the fuck out of M3GAN until they rip her in half. It doesn't do too much since M3GAN's upper half is still coming towards them, but Bruce should be able to take care of that no problem. Okay, well, fuck me then. M3GAN is about to kill Katie until Gemma grabs Bruce's decapitated head and beats M3GAN with it over and over until Katie is able to stab a screwdriver through the microchip equivalent to M3GAN's brain, sending her back to the menu screen. The cops arrive just in time to miss everything. I'm sure they'll 100% believe a doll killed all those people. Gemma goes outside to talk to the police just as her smart home assistant turns on and faces the camera, and that's it. Overall, I think TikTok was right about this one. The movie was enjoyable and had some genuinely scary moments. The acting is believable, and Katie's actor, Violet McGraw, did an amazing job, especially for a kid. I do think that this movie would have done better if it was rated R instead of PG, but I also realize that over-the-top gore would combat the warm nature that makes M3GAN so unsettling, so TikTok may not be the most respected platform, but I'd say most of the hype it gave M3GAN was deserved. The killer's intimidating for a little girl, and the death scenes are unsettling without being too over the top, but at the same time it's really nothing special. The movie is a slow burn with some genuinely creepy moments and a dash of comedy to balance everything out, but once M3GAN shows up, it feels like some scenes just happen. There's a whole school scene that I skipped because it doesn't really matter, and there's a small subplot with a therapist that goes nowhere. Also, I think that the theme of childhood grief and survivor's guilt could have been explored a little more. We really only saw it twice throughout the whole film, even though it's like really important for the plot. So taking all that into account, M3GAN gets an 84 out of 100 on the Stache-ometer. In mustache terms, that's pretty well groomed. This movie's scary, funny, slightly overrated, and nowhere near perfect. But hey, nothing is. Except me, I'm pretty close. Okay, fun fact. I mentioned that I thought this film would have been better if it were rated R, but it turns out that it was. At least, originally. The studio thought that if they removed a few scenes and made the film PG-13, that it would allow more teenagers to watch it and talk about the movie online. Speaking of teenagers talking about movies online, if you liked this video, go ahead and subscribe so you could hear me talk about movies online. But seriously though, press that like and subscribe button. If you made it this far, either you liked the video or you have a phobia of clicking off YouTube videos. I've seen it. Either way, subscribe. You know, I did this movie because M3GAN's getting a sequel soon. I've seen a few trailers and it looks...
That's strange. Your neurotransmitters tell me you're highly aroused.
Well, I mean, it definitely looks. Maybe one day I'll cover that one too. But until then, make sure to check your closet for creepy dolls, reinforce your doorknobs, and comment your thoughts down below. I'll see you next time. Stache out.